Guys, do I look cool? I look cool.
You look great.
Oh my God, so cool.
Welcome to
think I'm
Talking Back
cute.
Sunday. Today is May 11th. Very special day.
Woo! What?
Tomorrow's my half birthday. I turned 40 and a half.
Wow.
Wow, your half birthday.
I'm being silly. Happy birthday, Marky.
Thank
You turned
Yeah,
40 this past
you did
Thursday.
it.
I did. Big 4-0.
How did that go?
I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah? Are your knees aching?
Hmm?
Are your knees aching now?
They're not.
No? Oh, that's
You
great.
know what I thought? I thought about like when I was like 28 and I got really fat, my back went out. I felt much worse in my late 20s than I do at 40. I feel really good at 40.
Nice.
That's good.
You figured out a lot. You know, you've done tons of work on your diet, seeing what works for you and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have all your stretches that you do.
You exercise regularly.
Every morning, you know? You got to keep it moving.
Yeah. Very true.
Keep those joints lubed up.
Mama.
Yeah.
So you got a message from Biff. I can't
Oh,
Oh my
remember.
wow.
God,
The
dude.
guy.
Yo, all right, so I got a text from Nick and Sean, and I just thought because Nick is always sending videos, and so I thought it was just going to be another video, and I'm watching it, and like he's like, O'Connell, hello, right? So he's doing it, and it just didn't click. I was like, it took me like 30 seconds. I was like, holy fucking shit, no way. It was really it was 4 minutes long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. Yo, and it was really good. There was a lot of good shit.
Yeah, he roasted
That's
you. He
hilarious.
roasted me and Nick. He said I was bothering him.
Yeah, Sean bothers me. I find him annoying when I said when he said that. It was so funny.
Like, I get it. I get it.
I didn't know his son is a pitcher on the Mets.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? And like, I think he just got called up. Like, he keeps getting higher and higher on the list.
What's his
His
name?
name is Tommy Wilson.
Stiff?
Junior.
Stiff and stiff?
Man,
Yeah, the
was
clip on
great. That
Instagram
was
was
great.
funny.
Yeah, the worst part is Nick got that all done. Like, we talked about it a while ago, and we've been sitting on the video for like a month.
Oh,
Wow.
just come around.
He was very quick to get that done for us. You don't know how long the cameos are going to take and stuff. So we just sat on it, and it was such a bummer to not share that with you until your birthday.
Wow,
it was a very nice surprise.
that was a real commitment for a cameo. I don't know what they're usually like, but they usually do 4 minutes of material like that.
I don't think so. I think he was just better.
He really.
It's well,
not
like I
that
think there's different tiers, you know, like you can do like different
Mm.
prices for like a different.
Right.
Is it price per guy?
Yeah,
Well,
everyone sets their own price.
Yeah, and then but I think there's like different kind of thing, like for like a 20-second message, it's this much, or for like this, like the different times like might be different prices for different people.
Really?
I don't know for sure, but just because I've looked at the site, because Keith Buckley was doing it, so I was gonna get him to do one because I thought it was funny, but I never did.
So shows are coming back.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Festivals.
thank God.
Yeah, it's so nice to see that shit is on the horizon. Firefly Fest we just announced. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
Yeah,
Delaware?
Delaware.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that lineup looks insane, huh?
Yeah.
It does. I don't know who's on our day yet, but no matter what, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because isn't it like the Killers and like Post Malone,
Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Tame Impala?
Crazy.
Impala and Lizzo.
Ooh, Tame Impala.
I don't know who that is.
Tame Impala.
Nelly's
Man.
on it.
Nelly?
Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm looking at the list right now.
Yo,
Is,
do you remember in the van we used to listen to that song "Ride with Me"?
Oh yeah.
A decent
If you
amount.
want to go and take a ride with me with three
Yeah.
willing in the phone, but the only being.
Good song.
That is a good song.
Must be the money.
Yeah.
I used to know that. Didn't we, like, in the middle of bike scene, we would either do that Eminem song, or I think for a while we were doing that
Were we?
Nelly song.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the words. That's taking up space in my brain still somehow.
Haven't thought about it in almost 20 years. It's still up there.
Just
Yeah.
in case. Just in
Yeah.
case.
That's what a professional you are.
Isn't that, yeah, that's so crazy to me. Like, there's like real basic stuff I can't remember, but then if you want to know the words to Ride With Me by Nelly, I'm your guy.
Know it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Man,
So what else, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say every once in a while I'll think about like all the words that we need to remember for a set, just a given set, you know, like 20 songs, but then like that we're kind of choosing from a list of like 30 songs or more. And then like I'll think about like all the songs that I've been involved in writing or written, and like that I could just sing all the words to off the top of my head. And I'm like, that's really impressive. I'm like for a moment, like really impressed with myself.
On paper, yeah, on paper, that's definitely impressive. Like,
Yeah.
think about that. That's a lot of words.
Yeah, if you wrote it all down on paper, it'd be like a novel.
Yeah, it's a lot to remember. But I mean, like, we do that like every night, all the time. It's very impressive.
Don't do this to me.
We don't even use teleprompters.
No.
Not yet.
I think not. Yeah, some people have teleprompters now, right?
10 years, we start entering our 50s.
Yeah,
Is that a
There's
thing?
I think it is. If you're way up there, you know, if you have the
Right.
money.
well, the first time I ever saw anybody use a teleprompter was No Doubt covered It's the End of the World by REM. But I didn't think at the time, because like at the time it was like, if it's not punk, it's not cool, you know. And then, but I didn't think, seeing her use the teleprompter for that, I thought, yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of words in that song, like a ton of words.
Yeah, that I would give a pass for that.
Yeah.
That's a lot to remember.
That's like one of the worst songs you could sing at karaoke.
Starts with an earthquake.
I'm gonna have to try it.
There's Greg does We Didn't Start the Fire, and that's there's a lot of words in that one too.
I've done that with them a couple times. You know, each take a verse.
It's a history lesson in a song.
Yes.
Greg was trying to do it a cappella one time. We're having a barbecue. He was trying to see if he could remember all the words just a cappella with no prompts or anything. I think he got through like the second verse before he
really
lost
funny.
it.
That's really funny.
Man, that's great. He loves Billy Joel more than anyone that I know.
He knows his Billy Joel, huh? He's on it.
Dude,
Mhm.
once we went on a road trip and he was driving, and then we just listened to live Billy Joel records.
He
the whole
prefers the
ride.
live, right?
Yeah, and it drove me nuts.
He likes that
why
live
are you
energy.
listening- Yeah, like, why are you listening to the live version when you could do the album version so much better?
And Billy Joel doesn't really change much up for live either. It's pretty much the same arrangements and everything.
Yeah. Like there weren't many like musical interludes that he added.
Yeah.
What's the thing that I talked about that I with Injustice for All that Metallica did? What I can't remember.
Medley?
Oh, medley. Yeah.
Medley, yeah.
Medley.
Yeah.
I remember when they did that and how mad you were about it, and that
I was furious.
not that it made me happy, I just really enjoyed how upset you were about it.
it's, you're taking one of the greatest metal albums ever made and then making a medley. It just doesn't connect. But in my opinion, there's never been a medley where I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is sick. More of this.
Yeah.
More of 4 seconds of the songs I like.
Guys, promise me that we're never going to do a medley, please.
Never. Never. But look,
I'm not gonna let my mouth go right and check my ass can't handle.
Right. No, yeah. I was thinking now that I said that.
Well, once
medley's coming my way.
There's like now somebody's gonna be like, hey, there's this opportunity for you guys to play this thing, but it's gotta be a medley.
Yeah.
And it'll just be a medley of Tell All Your Friends.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Once we're on the Monsters of Emo residency show in Vegas, we're gonna
I picture Reno. I picture us clinging to life in Reno. I can still make a buck here.
Listen, I'll do that shit in Vegas. Reno, though, that's pain. That's pain. That's sad. That's sad.
Or like sad Vegas.
Right. Yeah. And sad that we would ever do that. But man, some of those, you've been saying that for a while, John. You've been literally saying that for like 12 years.
I know. It started out as a total joke, and I feel like it gets more and more close to reality every year, and that's why I keep bringing it up, because one day I feel like it's actually going to happen.
Man, I was going through, just because we just packed up the other house, and so I found like a box, one of the mini boxes of Taking Back Sunday stuff that I have, and I have like the tour book from this Jimmy Eat World tour that we did, and it said the name of the tour, at least on the tour book, was Monsters of Emo. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe we agreed to that.
Or was that a tour manager joke?
Was someone fucking with us? Was Ward fucking
Ward
with
made
us
the tour book, so it could have been Ward just fucking with us.
That's probably right up Ward's alley.
It probably wasn't advertised as that, right?
I don't think so. Not that I remember, because when I saw it, the first thing I thought was, what the fuck is this?
Dude, Ward for a time period, he stopped because it would remember when he would find like the smallest little door and then put his dresser in?
Yeah. Oh my God, so good.
That was very funny.
It's all over, gentlemen.
I mentioned it before, but Ed texted me for my birthday, and I thought that was really cool, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
With a little door, and he would be furious, and he had to stop. Ward was a funny guy, man.
Yeah, Miss Ward. It's been too long. Been too long for everybody.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw Ward, I saw Angel too, because they were out with Henry Rollins, and
Right, Mark and I did too.
yeah, but that was when like Misha was pregnant with Asa, so that was like 7 years ago.
Mark and I saw more recently.
Tour. Yeah, there was a newer tour. When was that? That was like 2-3 years ago?
Was that 2018 maybe?
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's the one, and she was pregnant with Sylvie.
There you go.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Sounds about more right. Little more right.
Did you guys see what my mommy and daddy got me for my 40th birthday? I said,
show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are. Hold on 1 second. How do I flip this camera? How do you flip this damn camera?
I don't know, Grandpa.
You need to get your reading glasses so you can see it better.
Look, who are those handsome guys?
Oh, hey.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Look like a bunch of real rock and roll guys.
Yeah, we clean up nice, man. We clean up nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, don't you kind of look like you run like a Russian nightclub? A little.
That's what I was going for.
Nice.
That's his alter
Finish.
ego, Dimitri.
Dimitri.
Feel powerful. I don't know if that suit fits anymore with my COVID pounds.
Yeah, oh my God.
We'll see.
That struggle is real.
Go back
been
on
trying to
tour.
feel-
Should we all dress up like all that all the time? All fancy?
Yeah, after we lose our COVID pounds.
Isn't
Maybe.
aren't suits meant to hide your pounds? Isn't that the whole thing?
Suits?
Oh, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I've looked really fat in some suits in my life.
You gotta get it. You gotta get the right tailor. I think who knows how to
Yeah.
be give you a slimming fit, something that fools the eye.
Oh man, we could call up Sangsavan. Be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey man, could you make us some suits that shave off 35 pounds? And be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
We'd have to start wearing girdles.
Oh, like
Girdles. I
man
haven't heard that in a
spanks?
while. What was the Eddie Murphy movie where he came up with liquid where he got really skinny?
Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost
I'm
like 12.
gonna have a beer.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of that, I was just gonna say I lost like 12 pounds when I stopped drinking every single day for 5 months and switched
Oh
to
wow.
just the weekends.
Nice.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Not
Yeah,
me.
that's weird.
You're only doing weekends?
Yeah, for like the past four or 5 months. I mean, here and there, I have cheated, but I mean, the first half of the pandemic was just not sustainable. Like
Oh yeah.
literally almost every day for I don't know, however 5 months or something. But yeah, I that was one of the first times that I noticeably gained weight in like a short period, and then noticeably lost it short period. But just drinking, put it on. Not drinking, took it off.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Yep, just that and nothing
12
more.
pounds gone.
Yeah. You know, they say like if you there's a certain amount of calories you should have a day. And if you follow,
Yeah.
guidelines, you should be all right.
Yeah, I would have had to cut out food to sustain the drinking calories. That would have been, but
Well, and
there's quite a lot of calories in beer.
and like then still cut back on your drinking.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never
There's,
met anyone that
much more.
eats more sensibly than you. You know, like
Mhm.
you eat like a person that's eating to live, like instead of just shoving it all in your face. Like, man, you're just not gonna eat all that food. I'm full now, Mark.
John leaves
That's how it
French
goes.
fries on the plate.
And I eat them
Oh.
a lot.
That's insanity.
You're gonna eat those?
that's true. That is very
Yeah.
true. I have often said if there was a food pill, I would probably take it, and then occasionally have a really nice fancy meal and leave it at that. It's it's mostly to survive.
It's just fuel.
Drinking, same.
Yeah. It's just fuel for your svelte physique.
Yeah. Mostly all to survive.
Anything else? Who's got a real zinger for the story?
Not really. I think I'm gonna get a new sink and change out the countertops.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Calling it? You calling it now? How long have we been on this call?
I was going to I've been looking up how to do it, and I think I can do it. So I'm pretty pumped.
Oh,
Might
you're
do some tile
going
work.
to install a sink.
Well, yeah, like I have to switch out the countertops, so I'm gonna switch out the countertops and then install a new sink, and then do a nice little backsplash. It's gonna look great.
Adam, I didn't follow up on your tweet. Did you find an architect? I liked how you posed that question on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
Here's a cool question.
Yeah, check this out. Well, because the thing is that this whole time I haven't really had a space to where I could like make noise or like really just have space to write without like someone asking me for something. And so I was like, oh well, I need to like maybe I'm gonna try to make that space. And then so I was like looking more into it, and then I'm like, oh well, like, and I figured out because I didn't know this, but you don't just hire a builder or like a contractor and say, hey, I need this one specific thing, because then they'll just build whatever. You got to go to an architect first. And I was like, well, I don't even know where to start. I'll go to Twitter. And
Nice.
then, but I didn't really get, there was one guy that responded and sent me kind of in the right direction, but yeah, not much luck with that so
Did
far.
you get any people like that are clearly not architects, but are like, I'll do it, man?
No, like I'm on social media so little these days that I don't know if anybody reads what I post anymore. So like
You're not
so
feeding the algorithm so that doesn't spread your messages out through the internet.
yeah.
Is that
like
a thing? That's a thing, huh?
It is, yeah.
yeah, so like I don't think a lot of people even really saw it because it was like because I didn't get a lot of responses. And at first I thought, oh, maybe just not a lot of architects follow me on social media. But then I figured, oh, it's probably because I rarely post anything. And so I guess I'll just have to keep asking around town to see
You know,
if anything.
this reminded me of that Seinfeld episode where Jerry got George a date, but he told her that he was an architect.
Art Vandelay. I'm an architect.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, that
sorry.
was like a running joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Art Vandelay.
Because I think
what color-
Larry
yo, what
David wished
color
he could
black-
be.
What color backsplash did you get?
I think I'm just gonna do subway tile,
Cool.
just easy.
Classy.
Yeah,
That doesn't go out of style.
classy, timeless. I think I'm just gonna do that. I was gonna I'm gonna see if Greg wants to help me out. See, because Greg, what he did some tile stuff, but he printed different Calvin and Hobbes panels on different subway tiles and then put that up.
Nice.
Looks pretty cool. This is all riveting fucking conversation right here.
Yo, you know who called me or texted me the other day? It's Patrick Higgins.
Oh yeah, how's Pat doing?
He asked me if I live near he's doing well. He's a good dude. He asked me if I live near Sag Harbor. And I was like, I don't. I'm like, an hour and a half away west. And he's driving, he delivers fancy art to like rich people.
Oh wow.
I wonder if he's ever met Billy Joel. Seems
He's
like that's the neighborhood for Billy Joel, right?
Is it?
The more oyster
Sag Harbor. Yeah, Sag Harbor. Yeah. Like North Shore, out east.
Somewhere in there.
It's really pretty out there.
That's like a whole nother world of Long Island. Anytime I would happen to end up there, which is not very often when I lived there, it felt like you went to another country almost.
Dude, I didn't know that existed until my 20s.
Yeah.
Literally.
Why would you?
I don't know. I guess, yeah.
Did you start going to fancy parties then? Is that how you found out?
No, I've never been invited to a fancy party.
Oh.
I was thinking about that. Even like with the success of the band, like I've never been to a cool party, really, for the most part, except like that Warner Brothers party at the VMAs or whatever. But like, I never, like, have you ever gone to like a Hollywood party where there's cool people hanging out and doing cool guy stuff?
Once I went to one at the Roosevelt when we were living in Los Angeles because the Ryan Key from Yellow Card, like he was staying over there, and I went to one of those, But that's where I met those gym class heroes guys. Really
Yes.
awesome guys. And then, but other than that, no, I haven't been to any fancy parties.
John and I went to a fancy party
Yeah,
for Australia
Who
Runs
did?
manager Gary Gersh. John and I.
yeah.
Oh, you
Ooh.
guys did?
It was
Who's
it was
there?
a Moroccan themed party at his mansion in Brentwood.
Wow.
It was
Hanging out with criminals.
Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky,
The criminal.
sang happy birthday to him next to her and Andy Garcia.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Is
And
Andy
then-
Garcia as handsome in real life as he is on film and television?
Devastatingly beautiful.
Man, he's
That
so
guy.
handsome.
And he had such a wonderful timbre in his voice, a rich baritone when he sang happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'll never forget. I can't do an
you,
impression, but it's
Gary
embedded
Gersh.
in here.
Really? Yo, that made me think, Adam, actually, I do remember a party. Remember when Tom DeLong invited us to like a one of those hidden parties in Toronto? And we got there and it was like Lawrence Fishburne and all these people were walking by. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
I don't know. I don't think I went to that. I don't
Really?
remember that. Yeah.
Tony Romo was there too.
Nice.
Fucking Tony. There's yeah. Yeah, I don't remember.
Things didn't
That
end
made me-
well for me that night. It was
No.
we were young. Lads,
Oh,
doing
no,
many
I
things.
definitely wasn't there for that. But I remember hearing about it though the next day.
Were you
'Cause
were you asked to leave? Or told
Say
to?
that. You can say not that party, another one.
The
Oh,
after
man.
party?
You were not happy with that. I'm just happy there's no fucking cell phones.
Was that around the same time that we did Degrassi?
I think we were opening up for Blink. Maybe it was Blink 182 in Cypress Hill.
Oh man, that's where it was so much fun.
It was.
I've never seen so much marijuana in one place.
massive, massive. I
and-
didn't even know that is physically possible for a human being.
It's like the biggest Ziploc bag I've ever seen. Still never seen, and the most amount of weed in one place I've ever seen. It's like they
Yeah.
had these Ziplocs, like they called Ziploc and were like, hey, we need you to make a custom Ziploc bag for us for all our weed. And then it was huge. It was massive.
You think they ordered the silly size? Because it's just ridiculous. It was silly, those things.
Like a king size pillowcase.
Dude,
Dude,
it's
Bigger?
fucking way bigger. Way bigger. Like one of those
Yeah.
like cushions
Like a
you'll see
garbage
on like
bag?
an infomercial. You know, like, oh, this new cushion. The
It
whole
was
family was like that.
yeah, it was like 5 pounds of weed or something. It was crazy. And I just remember feeling like super nervous, like we were gonna get arrested or something. And but everybody else was just so cool with it that I was like, okay, I have to act like I'm not really uncomfortable in this situation.
I do remember thinking, I guess that was so smoke weed.
Were you in California or somewhere it was like starting to get semi-legal, or was it just like
Everywhere that
We
it
were-
was.
not even close to legal anywhere? What you were?
No, we were in Minnesota
Oh yeah,
because
that-
I
definitely-
remember because the hotel was right by the Target Center. So we were in Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's back in the early 2000s in Minnesota. You could get in a lot more trouble back then than you would now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
I mean, yo, I was just thinking, we remember the 90s, man. If you got a dime bag on you, fucking cops would. It was bad.
Yeah, even the early to mid 2000s of touring, you know, especially going through like Texas, anywhere near the border, like there was a lot more risk back then.
Good old
Dude, I
boys
like-
coming.
feel like once a year you would hear a story about Willie Nelson getting arrested
Yeah.
down there.
He didn't give a fuck.
No, dude. Well, like too, and then like at a certain point, I also remember thinking like, how are you gonna do Willie like that? You know he's gonna have that shit. Just let him be. He's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
If anything, he's bringing joy.
It almost
Yo,
seemed like he had that worked into his yearly budget or something. It's like, all right, we got to set like 30,000 aside for legal costs every time we get arrested on tour, and that'll just be what we do.
Yo, I randomly recently thought about the song in the 80s that all the superstars did together, like Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. We Are the World.
We Are the World. Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched the video, and all of a sudden, Willie Nelson's face, and I'm like, Willie Nelson, dude? It was just so, he looked like he did not give a fuck. Sorry.
Dude, remember
Bob Dylan too, right?
Yeah. The pictures of Bob Dylan, or like the video of Bob Dylan from that, is so good because you can just tell he's like either doesn't want to be there or like didn't know what he was getting into, because then he's like standing there with all those other people and he's just kind of like doesn't know the words and like looks really uncomfortable.
Like, how the hell did they get me here?
Yeah.
There's cops going, like, all right, yo, I'm sorry, but cars are just not moving. I want to like
not letting them
fuck
through.
out of the fucking way for the goddamn cops and firemen trying to go help people.
It sounds like there's an emergency. I bet there's an emergency, so you should probably get out of the way.
Something's going on.
That's something that I noticed about that's different about the Southeast from Long Island is that anytime I was driving up there, if there were sirens, like it's like almost like the fire trucks or the ambulances had to muscle their way through traffic, to where here, if there's a siren, everyone immediately just pulls over and stops, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Not almost, they do have to muscle their way through. And dude, I remember touring and for the first time seeing people actually all pull over to the side of the road, and my mind was blown.
You're like, no way they're doing this.
Look at this. I can't believe it. Kindness.
Yeah.
And in New York, they'll race behind the ambulance to make up their time.
Yeah, dude, that's the craziest thing.
Not gonna lie, that's
There'll be like a fire truck, like
when you're a bumper to bumper, you're like, oh, thank God, I'm gonna get behind this cop.
the cops tearing ass, you just tear ass behind them.
Yeah.
I'll never forget what you said about people driving on Long Island, Mark. I think it was the best description. You said everybody on Long Island drives like they've got horrible diarrhea and they've got to get home as soon as possible.
Yes. I would say, yeah, like I'd be like, either that guy's the biggest piece of shit on the planet, or he just has terrible digestion issues and he's got to race home, take a shit. Either or.
It's got to be one or the two. One of the two. There's yeah, that is what it's like. And I remember the first time that I drove up there to try out for the band. My buddy Chris Cab, it was my friend Chris Cab and I, and like right when we got into the city, I had to pull over because I couldn't, just because the driving was too stressful for me. And then Chris drove the rest of the way because it was people were too crazy.
Yo, remember when we were practicing maybe for a Christmas show and Nathan had to drive somewhere?
Oh my God.
And he literally very serious was like, I fucking hate driving here. I don't want to drive. I'm not driving anymore.
Was he driving the van?
Yeah, I get, yeah, whatever we rented.
Yeah, like van or SUV. But Nathan and Sean kind of drive the same. Like they sit really close to the wheel.
We have little legs.
Hands.
Oh man, you know what's fun is driving a van and trailer in New York City.
It's the worst.
And trying to find parking for it too. Like when the venue doesn't offer any parking for your van and trailer that's like 20 feet long.
Man, we've come a long way. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Old for that shit.
I remember there was a while to where I was living in Bensonhurst and we were practicing in Lindenhurst still. So I would drive the van and trailer out there, and then I didn't know that you, like on the Southern State Parkway, you're not supposed to have trailers. So
Yeah.
there was one time I'm like driving, and there's this guy, and he's just like, I'm driving, and then I hear just like on the horn, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And there's this guy, and he's like speeding up and trying to get my attention and pulling in front of me and slowing down and then going and like just so he could yell at me that I wasn't supposed to have the trailer. But he was furious. He was so mad. And then I'm like, and I'm thinking at the time I'm driving, I'm like, or you could just do what you got to do and leave me the fuck alone. You could do that too, sir.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, he was really mad. He was having a bad day, and I was the guy that he got to take it out on.
Because if he's so concerned about safety, if he's that concerned about your safe driving, you probably wouldn't do that, because that's far more dangerous than towing a trailer on the parkway.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like really scary at the time. Because also I'm driving this giant 15-passenger van with a giant trailer on it.
What road were you on?
Southern State.
You're supposed to go on the LIE with those things.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's not a thing here.
Yeah.
In North
It's
Carolina.
not a thing anywhere. I remember we were playing a Long Island show, and I was up at the front of the bus because I was just getting ready to get off the bus to get home for a day. And the bus driver that we had at the time, most bus drivers end up being from the South, but he was like, man, I fucking hate it here. I hate driving here. Like, why do they have all these rules? And I was like,
well, they have the
old
rules on the
roads.
Southern State because of racism.
Yeah, what's his face?
It's Robert Moses.
Robert Moses.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big racist. So they did that on purpose. And they just
they wanted to keep public transport off the parkways.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Fucking
Robert
really
Moses.
terrible.
Robert Moses is also the reason that the Brooklyn Dodgers moved to LA. He didn't want him.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why not?
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Him and the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers had they just didn't like each other. I feel Robert Moses is a bit of an asshole. That's what I got. I don't know, but in my own mind,
you didn't know him.
I didn't know him, so I can't. And you don't want to assume,
right?
No, you know what they say about that.
Have you heard this joke?
No.
Yeah.
What happens?
When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Ah.
Oh, because of the way it's spelled, that's the thing.
That's right. It's Oli Bugatti, man.
Woo!
That's not going
He sounds like a bad guy from a movie. Like the bad guy. Like he sounds like a bad guy.
Like the Moses family and the Trump family are probably good friends.
Yeah.
Sounds likely.
Well, yeah, because Trump's like the bad guy from the movie.
Yeah.
Which is
His
the crazy thing that
are the bad guys from the 80s movies.
Yeah.
They're gonna tear
Half the
down
time-
the youth center to build a country club.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Dude,
I fucking hate those guys.
It's
so
crazy
much.
that everyone doesn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Well, maybe if those people went back and watched those 80s movies, they'd be cheering for the guys who wanted to build the country club. Who knows, Maybe that's what they think is more important.
Yeah, it's
You need more country clubs and less youth centers.
Well, or like, what was the John Cusack movie? And they're like on the slopes. They're on the slopes, and there was like the one like shitty bad guy character. I forget his name.
Yeah, he was a great like caricature of the 80s, the smarmy 80s villain.
The dude from Pretty in Pink, he was
Yeah.
very good at being a huge asshole from the 80s. with it.
Was that James Spader? Or was that a different movie? Different 80s movie?
He was friends with Andrew McCutcheon, right? But then Andrew McCutcheon realized, like, hey, you're a fucking dick, dude. I like what's it about Molly Ringwald. And you know, Molly Ringwald wasn't up to his caliber of human in his own mind.
Right.
Man. It's speaking of the Trump kid, know what's also crazy is like for a while there, like Junior was just going on national television, fucking yipped out of his mind, and no one was telling him like, hey, don't get real high on cocaine and go on TV. Like no one stopped him.
Yeah.
Dude, and then like there's like a part that makes you feel really bad for him because it's like, oh, he doesn't have any real friends because no one was like, hey man, really can't be doing that. It's not a good look.
Yeah. Honestly, like if you knew that guy, you'd probably be like, good, go on national TV, iron cocaine, you fucking piece of shit. I hate you.
Or his other friends are probably all right there with him, doing blow and cheering him on.
Yeah, true.
You tell
him.
Yeah.
True. They're all just yipped out of their minds.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because I saw this one thing that he did, like I watched as much of it that I could tolerate, but then he's talking about how other people are saying he's high on cocaine, and he's talking about how he's not high on cocaine. You can clearly tell he's high on cocaine. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Well, that's what people on cocaine do.
Yeah. It's like, yo, man, I've been fortunate enough to be in a rock and roll band for all these years. I know somebody who's all yipped up when I see him. And that guy was all yipped up.
Yeah, when you've been around it enough, it's pretty obvious. But I feel like probably to maybe the average person, it's less obvious. I don't know. I think that's how people get away with it because the average person doesn't know the different telltale signs of drug use.
I just thought he had a dry mouth and sweated all the time.
Who did?
Or like he's like doing the jaw thing, and you're watching, you're like, this guy's high on cocaine. Anyways. Which there's another like
scum.
Great irony in that is he's talking about like immigration and stuff and blaming like other races of people for bringing drugs into the country as he's like neck deep in those drugs.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, you want the good shit, you know what I mean? It's not like if I anything that's stepped on. Like your average Joe.
Yeah. Man,
so anyways, like I was saying, I was gonna do a nice like tile black backsplash, about 18 inches, like standard
no one's
size.
Watching this, right? At this point, like people, they had to be at some point. These guys are out of their fucking minds. I gotta go do stuff.
Dude, Mark, everybody's watching this because we're going for that big sponsorship money.
Oh, right. Who we in talks with? That's some big companies.
MeUndies, right?
Oh yeah.
If anyone wants to give us some underpants, get in touch.
Remember that, oh, like Mark, remember that, like there was like a Warped Tour we did, and it was like Oscar Mayer or something, like they offered to wrap the bus.
Oh, dude, I would totally take a baloney sponsorship.
Yo, it was on Warped Tour though, right? Like we would have to pull up every day with a hot dog bus.
Yeah. Like, yo, we can't be on the hot dog bus, man. Even though that will save us so much money, we can't be on the hot dog bus, man.
Man, we got kids now. I think things have changed. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I've been eating hot dogs like this whole pandemic every day. I eat 5-6 hot dogs. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch, 2 for dinner.
I set my day up. I put them out on the counter.
You just have them lined up.
Yeah, I use a different mustard each meal.
It's like hard because some days you're a little bit more hungry, but you have to stop yourself from taking that extra dog.
Oh, that's sodium. I can't do it. Silent killer.
Something about me picturing you starting every day, getting your 6 hot dogs and laying them out just really struck me.
2.
It's the saddest thought in the world, especially for like a guy like. Maybe it's worse if you're a single dude, but like a dude with a family, and this is my allotment. Day 368 of the pandemic.
I think that's sad. Single or guy with a family, that's just sad all the way around.
It is.
No, it's been a few months since I had a hot dog, but it's baseball season. Yeah, might need to have some Franks on the grill. Let's see.
Yo, I've been taking those jumbo vegan hot dogs, and I've been making dirty water dogs. I was like, man, I don't think dirty is that a thing anymore? It's not, right? Because it was filthy and disgusting.
Oh, because of the pandemic and all, yeah.
Or like, are you talking about like the carts that they would have in the city and they're just sitting in like that steamy hot water all day?
Yeah, but I would just boil water, throw a bunch of salt, pepper, paprika, and it would look like garbage water, and I just keep them in.
You gotta leave them. You gotta leave it sitting in there for like 3 hours before you eat it, though.
Yeah.
At the first time I ever saw someone boil a hot dog was you, John, because when you're like at the beginning of the pandemic when we were together, we made hot dogs one night, and then and you like cooked them in a pot, and I was thinking, what the hell is he doing? But they were great.
That's how I used to always eat them growing up. Either that or on the grill. I'm not putting them in a frying pan.
Not microwaving them?
Nah. It sucks all the nutrients out.
Do you drink the water?
Yeah. You have a hot dog with a nice glass of hot dog water.
Hot dog soup.
It's good source of calcium. It's good for your bones.
Jesus Christ. Well, let's call it on that note.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Like I was telling Nissa about dirty water dogs before. Like she never heard of it. She didn't know what it was, and I was like, man, it was the shit. It tasted so good, and every vendor was really fat.
I can't believe we lost them.
Oh, you gotta hear the end of that story.
Oh man.
Wait,
guy, I bet his phone died.
Yeah. His phone totally died.
Oh well.
Now we're never gonna know.
Oh, cliffhanger! I think it'll be a very special week next week.
Yeah, you gotta tune in next week.
Tune in next week.
Well, what I was gonna say is he was probably gonna wrap up with the vendor clearly made the hot dog with love, and that's why it tasted extra good.
Yeah, TLC. Right. That sounds just like Marky.
Yeah. Anywho, well, we'll find out next week, and maybe something special will happen. You don't want to miss out, I think, right, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah,
not.
Tune in next week. If you've tuned in this far, you owe it to yourself.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.